institution now. And so Melinda was one of the first instructors for one of their when they started the Indigenous Studies department.
Yeah.
And so they started the department, and then they did a hiring spree, and now they're rolling out projects. And one of the projects that they did with it was a Indigenous artist in residence, which I applied to. And I secured the artist in residence, and now I'm going to be here till the end of March. So we're both working at KPU right now. And it's busy, man. It's busy. They got lots of stuff going on. So,
Brandon, it's Annie. Hello there.
Hi, Annie.
Hi. I'm just stepping in because I know you guys needed this to be recorded, but I'm going to be leaving and it should continue to record.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right. So maybe what I'll do is, since I was the one that sent out the initial invitation, maybe what I'll do is I'll just begin. And so Annie just indicated that it's being recorded right now. Okay, hold on. My face isn't on camera. Can you see my face, Robert?
Yes, we can now.
Okay, good. Okay, so since I was the one that did the call out, I'll do my best to do the chairing responsibility for this meeting. So I think for today's agenda, it's quite simple. What I would like to do is I'll introduce myself. So my name is Brandon Gabriel. I am a member of the Kwantlen First Nation. My ancestral name was Kwalachwalston, and my name comes from our ancient village of Squayamath, which is in the present day Brunette River estuary area, which we now know as New Westminster, and it was a shared territory amongst all our Indigenous nations, which I'm very proud to say. And I'll say I've had previous relationship with the Kwantlen First Nation. I've been an artist in residence in your amazing community, and I've had the opportunity to do work on an important carving there. And so my work there, I'm very proud of the work that we've done there. And so I'm a Gabriel. I'm also a Gabriel from Kwantlen, a Joe from Shakin, a Leon from Sta'alis, and a Filardo from Kwantlen. So I got a big family tree. And so today I come to you as not as an artist, but I am coming to you as an elected band council member for the Kwantlen First Nation. And with me today, I have council member Victor Back, and joining us at some interval will be council member Christopher Thomas, also elected. And also from our nation today is our official spokesperson, Robert Jago, who has been very instrumental in handling our communications with other nations. And so today I wanted to introduce ourselves to you in this way, and also share that we express our gratitude for Ed and John and George for willing to take the time out of your busy schedules as a guest in your nation on many occasions. I know how busy you are. You have a small but very busy community, and so your time is important to us. And so today we'd like to make our introduction to you, and we'd also like to talk about a possibility of collaborating in an upcoming event. And but first, I'll just hand the floor over to you, and you can make your introductions, and we'll just go from there.
Yeah, thank you for all of that, Brandon. It's nice to meet you, Victor. And I can't see Robert's video there. I actually saw that I didn't have mine switched on, so maybe if Robert could do that with his. It is a first time meeting, so it'd be very nice. There you are. Thank you. Very nice. Thank you for that, Brandon. I am Sheephead Hall. Halpalum is my traditional ancestral name. And I am of Kwantlen and Scowlets, and I tie into Chehalis and Kamloops, and yeah, I've got a huge family too. Anyways, very, very nice to be able to join everybody here with us today, you know, for this meeting and you know, a conversation that's going to be, I'm sure, very, very uplifting and you know, to get the midday going in a really good way. Yes, so I am a first term chief elected here, and yeah, I'm looking forward to you know, the conversation as the meeting goes on here, and I just want to say thank you very much for this invitation.
Thank you, Ed.
I guess I'll go next, and then Mr. Chaffee can introduce himself. Councillor John Peters came in a by-election in 2017, re-elected in 2019. Done some amazing work with Brandon. So thank you, Brandon, for introducing your peers, Victor and Robert. I want to acknowledge that. Congratulations on your journey as a leader. We will acknowledge you as a counselor and not an artist in the territory, but we appreciate, and I just personally want to say, working with you in the past few years, appreciate everything that you brought to the Kwantlen Nation in the utmost respect, because it means a lot to us. We've seen your work, and it was very meaningful for the Kwantlen Nation. So in regards to that relationship, thank you, Brandon, for setting this meeting up. I asked my peers to join me on this because I think it's important to keep that relationship going between our brothers and sisters up and down the river, because if we collaborate together, we can do some amazing things. And I personally seen that with the work with you do at an artist level, but I'm very interested on working on this relationship and working with you in any way that we can possibly support the Kwantlen Nation in regards to our historical relationship. So thank you so much. And then I'll pass it off to my knowledge keeper and my peer counsel, Mr. Chaffee.
Good morning. I hope everyone's doing okay. My name is Councillor George Chaffee. My portfolio is the Lands and Resources Division. So all that wonderful stuff, archaeology, fish, negotiations, and stuff like that is my portfolio. I appreciate you guys taking the time today, and I'm honored to be here today just to talk with you. Building relationship between nations is one of the key things, I think, in my mind, that needs to happen, as it has been in the past. My elders have always said that Kwantlen and Kwantlen have always kind of stood together hand in hand. So I'm honored to be here today, and the hand is always out to you in any way that we can to work with you and find ways that we can work together and building a relationship that's strong, especially with the outside governments there being predators that are there. It's important that we stay together, you know, in talks or even anything that's going on the river or in our territories that are there. So I appreciate it. I mean, I grew up, I'm a knowledge keeper of my community. Grew up here all my life on the Kwantlen River. That's here. I've been chief, council. I've been in all those positions there. This fight for me is 35 years going on. That's there. And so, again, thank you. Anytime that you guys call me, I will put time aside just to talk with you and move this forward. So I just gotta thank you very much.
Thank you for your words, George. Victor, did you have anything that you'd like to say to the group?
No, not really. Being a counselor just since November, so still kind of in a learning process here, right? So I'm just going to be quiet for a little bit and listen, learn something maybe.
That's okay. Thank you, Victor. Has Christopher joined the meeting yet? I don't see him on the screen. No, okay, that's fine. So I think one of our discussions that we've had as a new council is we held a special ceremony at the new Westminster Quay back in December, at the end of December, and it was a New Year's ceremony, and we had met with the acting mayor of New Westminster, and there were officials who attended who were trustees from the Mission School District. And there were also members from other communities that were present as well, other Indigenous communities from up and down the river that were present to witness. And one idea that was hatched from that meeting was the possibility of hosting a first salmon ceremony at the New Westminster Quay at the Fraser River Discovery Center, or on the waterfront, the water frontage. And so we had discussed the possibility of hosting such an event, but also we thought it would be appropriate to reach out to our neighbors downriver in Coquitlam and Catesy and Musqueam to see if there was any interest in following up and possibly partnering or at least sharing the space, and even in a customary, like in a cultural way, and have a first salmon ceremony event at New Westminster Quay on a possible. We had a possible date of May the 1st, and the day would essentially be a territorial acknowledgement with the respective host nations, followed up by with drumming and the customary consumption of salmon in our cultural way, with those in attendance, and then we would return the bones to the river. We would ask witness to share a few words, and then we would close the day's event, and that would be essentially it. We anticipate that such an event likely would be between 90 minutes to 2 hours in length in total, when you add in all the sort of waiting for people to arrive, and then getting speeches underway and having the ceremony and then closing. And so that was our sort of the general idea, but we were hoping first off was just introduction face to face. Second, asking you, and so similar invitation has been sent to. We sent an invitation to Catesy First Nation. They're still waiting to get back to us, because apparently Chief Grace was ill with COVID. So she was taking time off when the invitation was sent, and she said she'll get back when she's back on her feet. We did send another invitation to the Musqueam First Nation, and they are keen on meeting us and setting up an in-person meeting at their cultural center, similar to this, but it'll be in person, with the same agenda. And so at this point, I think I would just like to ask. Go ahead, Robert.
Before you go on to the next point, if I could provide some background.
Please do.
So we are aware that another nation is planning a large salmon ceremony this around the same time, and in the same region. So we know that there's going to be some media attention on it, and we think that's a very valuable opportunity to clear the record up in New Westminster. So Kwantlen has been working for the last 6 months, a little bit longer, both before and after our reform process. I've been doing outreach with New Westminster quite thoroughly throughout council, throughout the bureaucracy. And I believe that with the new council, the new mayor, we've turned a corner in New Westminster. We saw them getting quite close before with the New Westminster Indian Band, the group that calls itself Kikite. And they were quite close to making it very formal that this is, but now that we've turned a corner, the new council is open to understanding and reflecting the true history of the region. And I don't want this to be solely a Kwantlen affair because that isn't the true history of the region. So I think it's important for all of the nations truly involved there, the real Indigenous nations, to have a very public event together to cement that work that's been done so far and to push it out into the public imagination so that the people in New Westminster start seeing that this is a very different state of affairs. Anyways, thanks, Brandon.
Thank you for sharing that important piece too. Yeah, go ahead, John.
No, first off, I just want to say with our nation, whenever food's offered, we can never refuse. So I'm more excited about the salmon first of all. But second of all, I'll just bring to your guys' attention. We're just ending our 4-year term this year. It's going to end in the end of March, so we're going through an election just then. So, in regards to your ask, more than happy to support you guys and walking together with you in regards to the first salmon ceremony. I think it's necessary for all First Nations to collaborate this way, and especially when it comes to culture and showing the rest of the world what we're all about, right? So, but the only issue I have is that I can't really commit to May until the results of election, and that's where our concern is. We can commit the nation to this event, and just depending on who makes election or not. But personally, I can't say that I'll be able to attend until I know the results of that election, right? So I think we're in agreement. I think we're all up to joining you, especially in New Westminster, because we do share a lot of history in that area. And more than happy to support Kwantlen on this first salmon ceremony and Musqueam. This is something that we appreciate doing most of the time, just to keep those relationships going. So, but in honor of your ask, or in just like I said, right now, I'd love to commit 100%. I just don't know the results of the election, depending on how the family's going. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with that whole process,
Yeah.
and sometimes it could be a fun journey. So, but I also want to commend you guys on joining us on the front lines. It's not a job that we ask for. We do it in honor of our ancestors for the work that they've done in the past, and that's why we want to be as traditional as we can and walk with you on this journey. So in regards to your ask, I can say that we would love to attend, but I'm just not sure how that would look like with the 3 of us attending. So we that's the only question here, but more than happy to collaborate with Kwantlen, especially in this kind of ceremony. But like I said, just it's up in the air for us right now.
Okay. Yeah, I
Especially
understand.
for a May date, yeah.
I understand how that can go. One of the ways which I've seen other nations engage it so that these types of ceremonies occur on a consistent basis, and that it doesn't matter who's holding office. Is it's usually the task is usually brought to either an education person or somebody that's working with the school children in the community, or somebody at the staff level, and staff members from each community are handling the go ahead. So it doesn't interfere with or have an impact on those important election cycles that our communities are engaged with, and coming from a community that's just starting its election process, it's definitely new for us. But I mean, I think it would be great if there could be a way to go forward that that we can work with somebody in the community that's at that level, and we would be happy to assist as much as we can as well to make sure that we can go there like that. I'm just putting that out as an idea.
We may have someone, so we'll look into that for sure, Brandon.
Okay.
Don't mind doing that at all. Yeah.
Okay. And if you do, you have Robert. Now you have Robert's contact information, and Robert has been very instrumental in helping us with our calendar as well, like our event calendar, and also helping with communications. And of course, I'm in the neighborhood too, so I'm always. I mean, I can always pop in too. You know, I can pop in and say hi to folks there and come for a visit and be there and help. So that's definitely doable too.
No, and we're open to that. Honestly, I think George and I we like discussing things traditionally over a meal, face to face. That's just how we always been. So more than open to that. And I'd love to have you as guests in our nation and go from there. So like I said, bear with us. We're trying to button everything up for this term moving forward before the election. So and trust me, it's I'm a very tired counselor.
Sorry, Brandon, it's Annie. That email you sent me, did you want that person to be part of this meeting you're on right now?
Yeah, he's having difficulty trying to get into the meeting.
Okay, I can send it on to him if it helps.
Sure, send it to him if it helps. He's
Okay.
he might be using a network computer at his place of work and there might be like a permission that he's having difficulty with.
Okay. All right, I'll try.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Oh, sorry.
All good.
But yeah, we're open to face-to-face conversation. No, and we can, like George said, we can make time if it's required. So we're busy, but we'll make time for sit down and discuss with you in person if you want to.
I'm wondering if we should maybe set up coffee and sandwiches for like 2 weeks from now or something like that, maybe. And maybe on a similar day, like a Thursday, because today, I mean, Thursdays work for me. I'm around, and it should give us enough lead time so that Victor and Robert and any other members of the community who wish to join us, such as our elders, we can bring them, and that would be cool. I think that would be great.
No, we're open to anything. Just send some dates that possibly work for the three of you, and then we'll see if we can work that out with you.
Okay.
Send a couple of dates at least. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, we'll do that. That sounds good. I think that covers everything. I'm not sure if we have to discuss anything further.
The 16th of the month, 2 weeks from now, is kind of a bit challenging because we have meetings that morning and a little bit of stuff in the afternoon. The afternoon will probably work, but yeah, just looking at that one ahead of time. Yeah, so.
Thursday.
No, George usually has things that are happening on Thursdays regularly too. I don't know how his schedule is with those kind of days, but
Fridays
definitely work.
Fridays are usually flex days for a lot of offices.
Yeah, I'm suggesting closer to the morning and then have the afternoon free, but it's just me.
It's thinking like I do at times with that.
I mean, a Friday could work, I think. I mean, I could do the morning because I usually have that's usually my consultation day, in the afternoon from 1 to 3. I'm consulting with university students for my residency, so anytime before that I'm totally open, like from 9 to noon or 9 to 12:30.
No, like I said, Brandon, just send us an email and then we'll work on the dates and times and we'll go from there. Yeah.
Great, that sounds good. Okay, well, I think this convenes the meeting then. I'll let you all go back to work, and thanks for your time. And Robert and Victor, Ed, George, John, Annie, everybody, thanks for your time today, and I look forward to our next discussion.
No, 100%. Thank you so much, Brandon, and appreciate this meeting today. So thank you.
All right.
Thank you, both of you, actually.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Great.
everyone.
Later, Ed.